Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
There are no confirmed cases of coronavirus in the state of Montana. Still, MSU and Bozeman taking preparations just in case. I'm Cody Boyer in Bozeman, going over those coming up.
And just 24 hours ago, Bozeman's popular Run to the Pub was going on as scheduled. Now it's canceled because of coronavirus. Coming up, what organizers are saying. Just ahead of 6:30 now, Caitlin Corbin, Matt Elwell, and yes, Run to the Pub is canceled, but you know what? Was setting up to be a very chilly day for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. The people that are going out and supporting those charities, you can still support them.
You can still, yeah, and you can still run if you really want to.
That's right. Looks like our temperatures this morning are chilly, mainly dealing with temperatures into the teens and 20s to start things off. 2 below this morning in West Yellowstone. Our skies are beginning to fill up with clouds as we kind of watch this system drift our way. Our daytime highs are not going to be particularly warm, and I do expect some wind late this afternoon. The good news is we're not seeing the snow coming in quite as early, so I don't think it's a daytime event for us. As we get into the evening and overnight, heavier snow moving in. We're going to break it all down for you coming up from the Billion Auto Weather patio in just a little bit.
All right, thank you so much, Matt. 6:30 now. Governor Steve Bullock has declared a state of emergency over coronavirus. While there are still no confirmed cases in our state, the governor says, quote, "Now is the time to plan, not to panic." The governor says the state has been preparing and is ready to respond. The emergency order allows the governor to direct a coordinated response, including money and the National Guard. Now, there is an informational phone line that you could call at 1-888-333-0461, and Montanans can email questions. A website has also been set up for the latest accurate information, and you can find those addresses on our website. Well, of course, we just mentioned it. Bozeman's popular and well-known Run to the Pub St. Patrick's Day weekend is now canceled for this year. The run's website says the race is canceled due to coronavirus concerns. Organizers say that after meeting with the Gallatin City County Health Department, it was decided that the increasing risk of COVID-19 infections is too great a risk to allow the race to take place. Organizers say they are working out finances, though, and will let those who know who signed up and paid an entry fee what will happen within the next coming days. That event, of course, is a major fundraiser for several nonprofit organizations in Gallatin County, most of all the Bozeman Area Community Foundation. In the notice on the race website, organizers apologize for any inconvenience to those who plan to run and ask supporters to stick with them in the future. 6:32 now, officials at Montana State University coming up with a plan to respond to the coronavirus threat. MTN's Cody Boyer reports starting March 23rd, just a day after spring break, all classes will transition from the classroom to online.
This is an unprecedented time we're facing, not just in Montana, but in the world.
It's an announcement that goes far beyond Montana State University. According to Commissioner of Higher Education Clayton Christian, all MUS campuses will make one of the largest switches the system has ever seen.
All of our instruction will be offered online.
Emails sent to faculty, staff, instructors, even parents were sent earlier this week. To Tracy Ellig, it's no small task.
This is a big thing to do all at once, and we're really appealing to students, faculty, staff, parents. Please have some patience with us.
According to the release, as of Monday, March 23rd, in every instance possible, all teaching methods that require students to go to class will have to switch to remote ways of doing so. Also, all MUS campuses like Montana State University will have to start following social distancing measures that follow CDC guidelines, such as staying a meter apart from others. Alex says students who go home for spring break don't have to come back as long as they can do their work from home. He adds even for the MSU Communications Department, staying out in front of such a complex situation has been something new.
The information is still out there in terms of what students and parents' reaction to that is. We literally, this news is so fresh, I don't think we have intel about that.
Students traveling abroad who have to self-quarantine, like Carlos Palmer in Italy, will have to follow the same fold, out of precaution, yet as Alex says, continuing education. And as the situation develops from campus to home, Ellig says MSU feels the eyes of concerned parents wanting to know what will happen next.
We understand that a lot of people are watching. We are trying to get out information as quickly and with as much clarity as we can.
It is important to note there are still no confirmed cases here in the state of Montana, let alone Montana State University. In Bozeman, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
And an added note, if students do return to campus after spring break, dorms and the dining areas on campus will be open. All campuses within the Montana University system are moving to online classes or some other remote teaching setup. University officials say they've been preparing for this, even having faculty take practice courses on how to teach by remote instruction. MTN's Megan Mannering has the story.
There isn't much we can do about it, so.
Following spring break, students at the University of Montana will say goodbye to the classroom and hello to e-learning.
I'm not terribly excited about going online because I prefer talking and asking questions to a professor live, but I'm pretty sure it's doable. I mean, everyone else is doing it, so, and I'm pretty sure the professors are capable of doing this.
Faculty have been prompted to do as much as they can virtually, but for some courses, that's easier said than done.
So all of my classes have the ability to be online. I am in an acting class, and I'm not sure how my teacher is going to do that. So we're not sure how that's going to work.
We do a lot of stuff under the microscope, and we still have a lot of labs to do.
So there are some kinks to work out, but the university feels this is the right thing to do. Many students feel the same.
I don't think they need to go as far as like complete campus closure, but I think it was a good preventative measure to slow the spread.
It's hard to say how long MUS campuses will operate by remote instruction. That will all depend on how the coronavirus develops. For now, they simply want to err on the side of caution.
There's the potential toll on the healthcare system, and there's a potential far spread impacts in our community, and we just feel like it's prudent at this time to be able to take some proactive measures, and again, really looking at the health and safety of our community, and we know that what the university does has ripple effects into the community as well.
The university feels this is the most responsive and responsible decision to make in light of the coronavirus. At the end of the day, the safety and health of all their campus communities is their #1 priority. In Missoula, Megan Mannering, MTN News.
And once again, housing and dining will still be available for students following spring break, but events like lectures, theater, and conferences will be restricted. 6:37 now, sticking with the Montana University system. Montana Tech in Butte has also issued a statement saying the Butte campus is working on transitioning its classes also to online courses. This after the Commissioner of Higher Education ordered all classes be conducted remotely due to safety concerns from the coronavirus. And Carroll College says it has created an incident command team. In a news release, Carroll says it has not yet made a decision on whether to move to remote learning. Carroll says it is in contact with other universities and following the guidance of health authorities. The college and safety security of staff and students is a top priority. Switching gears a bit now, just ahead of 6:38 this May, voters in the Townsend School District will consider a bond issue to construct a new elementary school. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian takes a closer look at the proposal.
Townsend School District leaders say the existing elementary school building has become outdated.
You know, this building that was built in 1952, and teaching styles have changed dramatically. The way we teach kids, the educational environment.
Last month, the Townsend School Board unanimously voted to move forward with an $18.8 million bond to build a new elementary school adjacent to the current campus. It would also pay for renovations in the middle school and safety upgrades. The measure will go before voters in the May school election.
It gives us a new opportunity to create more flexible spaces.
Leaders say the current building has issues with leaking roofs, inefficient heating systems, and poor accessibility. They say the presence of asbestos and other materials would make it impractical to renovate. The new elementary school would be built here on the existing playground. School district leaders say the goal is that the construction wouldn't interfere with the current students.
The plan we put in place is to build the new elementary as far west on the property that we have, and it took the shape of a two-story building partly because of the limited footprint that we have.
The elementary school bond would take effect after August 2021, when the district's high school bond expires. Leaders say with payments on that bond ending and the new one beginning, there would be an overall tax increase of around $96 a year on a $100,000 home and $192 on a $200,000 home. In Townsend, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
And Broadwater County residents will also vote on another measure this spring that could increase taxes. A public safety levy to support the sheriff's office will be on the ballot in June. Time now is just ahead of 6:40. We're going to take a quick break, but when Montana This Morning continues, the Federal Reserve hoping to calm the nerves of investors, but it's going to need a lot of cash to do it. We'll tell you how much. That's coming up next. And here's what's ahead on CBS This Morning.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, public events are being canceled, travel bans are in place, and schools are closing all across the country. We'll talk about how the coronavirus is changing the way we live. Plus, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases says the spread of this virus is going to get worse. His words. Dr. Anthony Fauci joins us to discuss how the government is responding. We'll also talk exclusively with Senator Ted Cruz, the first U.S. senator to complete a coronavirus self-quarantine. And only on CBS This Morning, the Black Crowes are playing together once again. Anthony Mason finds out why the brothers reunited after successful solo careers. See you guys at 7.